What's up? On a mission to rule this world, and I won't stop till it's all raised to the ground. But I can't help but feel like I'm just trying to make dead people amazed and proud. So I did my best to scream nothing, not a sound escaped my mouth. Then I saw my brother get killed, nothing, not a sound escaped my mouth. With a plan to rise to the occasion through trials and tribulation. These hypocrite council of elders with endless debates, laws and stipulations. It all started right in the heart of a battlefield as a baby. Could not run away from enemies, so it's time for me to embark on investigation. Soon after the tablets telling me there's no stopping the curse of hatred. Then I woke up in the real world, that's an illusion. I'm trapped in the matrix, started thinking about back to the basics. If I one-shot life, I can make it. Trying to create while I destroy, like I'm trying to make the very music that I'm facing. Later on that day, I fell to the ground from exhaustion. Laying on my back cause I'm half conscious. I can only stare at the blue skies. Then I told myself I can beat time. It's like I believed in my own lies, pushing everyone away with the diva path and the renegade gun in both eyes. And it's unfair, cause all my ninjas we see what is not there, like an illusion. If it's so real, then tell me why do I feel like it's not real, like an illusion. And it's unfair.
I agree. Let us not speak of the authenticity of the dagger and sword first. But Mora and money came about simply because they are a convenient measure of a contract's value. Rex Lapis just meant for Mora to serve as a catalyst for people to exchange and trade. The world's first Mora is probably just an ordinary coin created by Rex Lapis. As for its fate, the same as all Mora, I suspect. It was simply spent somewhere.
I think that Mr. Hanshua's hypothesis seems reasonable. Mr. Zhongli's argument, on the other hand, lacks any evidence. How can you so easily dismiss the Lord of Geo's profound foresight?
No, I am not debating right or wrong. I am simply stating a fact.
Enough. Do you think you understand the Lord of Geo more than me?
I know but little about history, and I wouldn't dare to brag. But discussion is meaningless if everyone has the same opinion, no?
Well then, answer me this. Long ago, when Liyue Harbor was being constructed, the Lord of Geo taught the people how to build houses. The model home he used to teach them was completely cast from Mora, correct?
That is correct, indeed.
Okay, then tell me. Why would the Lord of Geo do something so extravagant, if not because of the mystical power that Mora contains?
There's a simple explanation, really. To the god of wealth and commerce, what material is easier to get than Mora? I mean, I am talking about Rex Lapis.
Excuse me, sir. I have some questions about archaeology. Can we find somewhere quiet to chat? I mean, if it's okay with you.
Oh, it's no problem at all. But may my friend accompany us? Perhaps they could be of some help.
Of course. They can come if... What I'm about to say is a bit disrespectful of the Lord of Geo. Your argument just now exhibited acuteness of speech and thought. Most importantly, you don't fall for the boasting and acting of the others. You remain objective. So I have a question for you. Perhaps you will answer differently from other...
Let's not analyze it in terms of good versus evil. Rex Lapis placed great importance on the integrity of contracts. So any gods he killed certainly must have broken some kind of contract.
Right! The Lord of Geo wouldn't kill the innocent.
But when I was doing some research, I learned about the legend of the god of salt, Havria, was a very kind god. But she encountered Morax used a rather
What?
This bit of history is a long story. But you may not like the truth when you hear it.
Don't worry, please tell me what you know. This event, I've already searched...
No, it's just...
Over here, Mr. Zhongli. I've been looking for you. So you're over here all this time.
Put down your weapon and stay back. Otherwise, Paimon's reporting you to the Millilith.
First of all, I'm not holding a weapon. There's no need to overreact now. I'm simply an archaeological researcher from Snezhnaya. I'm not here for trouble.
The Fatui say that
But this time, I registered with the Liyue Ministry of... I will be conducting an I heard that Wangsheng Funeral Parlor had a consultant named Zhongli, with immense knowledge of ancient history and archaeology. So I paid Wangsheng Funeral Parlor a handsome amount to hire Zhongli as my own consultant while I'm in town.
So you mean to say that this is work for the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor, yes? Well, since it's work, I don't have a choice. A consultant of the Wangsheng
Of course you would be such a reason.
Wait, if you were studying
That will give us a chance to continue the topic we were just discussing. Oh, and you should tag along too. This experience may be of help to you. It is a story from...
Wait. This is an archaeological expedition, not a tour group. That's too many people.
But this friend of mine has a treasure-finding talent, surpassed by no one. It will surely be of great...
Oh?
If my friend espies a treasure chest, they will absolutely find a way to open...
Hey, Paimon's good at that too!
Well, that is quite enticing. Well, let's go. There's no time to... An ancient artifact would be... This place looks so ordinary. Can we really find anything valuable?
Huh? Paimon thinks it looks really...
I don't mean the scenery, but rather that there should be something out of the ordinary.
Guyun Stone Forest is actually the perfect place to be, if you wish to learn about the gods or the history. Legend has it that Rex Lapis threw spears made of large rock into the sea here, piercing and crushing the overlord of the vortex. After many years of wind erosion, those stone spears have turned into the unique rock formations we see now.
These mountains were the Lord of Geo's weapons?
What we see now is just the part of them that remains. The stone spears hurled by Rex Lapis all those years ago were much greater, both in number and in size. But due to the different angles they landed at, their large centers of mass, erosion by seawater, and years of gravity, many of them have been completely swallowed by the sea. So besides wind erosion, the initial collapsing of the stone spears also played a big part in the formation of Guyun Stone Forest.
Well, a god able to fight one so powerful as Rex Lapis was certainly very strong in its own right.
Indeed. This is where the value lies in research at Guyun Stone Forest. Most of the objects from that time were lost to the sea. But the gigantic waves created by the overlord of the vortex have given those sunken objects a chance to see the light of day again.
So you're saying that if we look carefully, we'll be able to get very, very rich. I mean, rich with archaeological knowledge and historical value, yes? That's all I seek in life. Well, since we brought so many people, I think it would be best to split up and look.
Okay then. I will go with my friend here. Although I have a smattering of knowledge in various disciplines, when it comes to archaeology, I can't compete with the expert here.
Huh? Me?
What's the matter? This is your profession. Why are you so surprised?
I get it. I'll escort him then.
Okay. If we find anything valuable or rare, let's meet on the shore opposite from here. The ancient god probably left behind lots of elemental marks. Following them should make our search much easier.
Well, go ahead then. Use your elemental sight to look for any marks. That's against... I'm sorry, Professor.
Judgment! Lights out. Let's light it up! Here come the fireworks! Time for a light show!
Lighter, please.
Off we go! I'm going in!
Why are there enemies here?
Guyan Stone Forest is a place where a god was defeated, and its remnants still affect the area to this day.
They're gathering together here. But why?
See that object in the center? Perhaps hid amidst the remnant strength of the god. That would certainly attract them. But the hydro-mimic monsters... I have a contract, and must put my personal feelings aside. Go ahead. Defeat them, and recover the relic.
That didn't count. The festival ends.
I always bounce back. Just watch me. Let's light it up! Couldn't break the curse. You can't run! At least no more work.
Let's light it up! I always bounce back. Just watch me. Huh?
Not now.
Fire hazard!
Oh, fizzle out.
Let's light it up! Benny's adventure team, I have failed you.
Maybe this is just fate's dark design.
This is just a dream. Why do I have to write so many papers? Why?
Judgment!
The fuse is lit!
It's just a stone slab, but its design is quite unique. This should be enough to garner some information. Let's head back.
You call yourself a scholar of archaeology? You can't even recognize this or that. What are you good for?
We all have our areas of expertise.
Oh, stop arguing!
This girl just keeps bragging about how she's an archaeologist, but she doesn't even know anything about the surrounding ruins. She left me to rely solely on guessing.
I've just been researching the god of salt, so I'm not familiar with sea relics. Is that so strange? And you kept asking about how much Mora everything is worth.
I mean...
Now, calm down. No need to make a fuss. We were able to bring back some intriguing objects. Let's have a look. Oh, what a shame. These objects were indeed washed ashore by the Overlord of the Vortex, but they have nothing to do with the god besides being in the vicinity at the time. This stone slab we found, however, has a mysterious pattern and faint aura of divine power. Perhaps it will be useful for research purposes.
Quick, give it to me. Oh, but these other
So, it's only valuable for...
Not at all. My quest to uncover the history of the god of salt is because history can tell us about culture and belief. But you're just trying to use...
Nonsense! I'm a professional archaeology researcher from Snezhnaya.
Oh, by the way, you probably don't want to sell that teacup.
Oh? Why is...
That's not an ancient teacup. It's part of Ningguang's collection.
Ah, I see. What a shame.
See? You do want.
But, so what? All right then. No need to stay here any longer. I'm rather quite intrigued by the god of...
The night is cold.
I heard that Salterai was once the home of the god of Salt's people. Therefore, there's sure to be loads of valuable relics nearby.
According to legend, the people of the god of Salt, Havria, enjoyed prosperous lives under her protection. But this legend has been around for ages. With the countless scrap collectors and treasure hoarders in the area, there probably aren't many valuable things left here.
Oh, good. That's just great. If I knew it was picked this clean before, I wouldn't have...
About that. I know there's a ruin deep in this cave here. It's related. However, the ruin entrance has been sealed by a I found a mechanism that's so at the moment, the seal's origin and how to break it are very important topics in my... I don't know. There's no... The god of salt was a so, the one...
This doesn't sound like something the Lord of Geo would do, though.
Who cares about all that? It sounds like countless...
You weren't listening at all.
Ah, but we have the illustrious Mr. Zhong...
This seal seems to be quite ancient. Even Mr.
I may know something. Over the years, I've heard various rumors with... Let's go take a look at the mech...
Okay, since Mr.
My guiding stars.
Here it is. There's some debris scattered here that, when put together, look like they definitely had to do with the god of salt. According to the inscription on the side, if one looks from a certain angle, the secret to the mechanism will be revealed. See that? Although we activated the mechanism, nothing happened to the seal.
That's because there's actually another mechanism that must be activated.
Another?
Let me lead the way from here.
This place seems familiar. When I investigated the seal, but when we lit up all the elements...
That's because you don't just need to activate them at the same time. The secret to this puzzle is hidden in the legends. Tianheng in the south, Yaoguang in the east, Jueyun in the west, Qingce in the north.
To the north, to the...
I think I've heard this.
Certainly you have, to provide a haven for her people at that time, and that haven she eventually found.
How sad then.
Okay, enough with these ancient...
Tianheng in the south. With this clue,
Let's finish this quickly.
I will lead us to victory.
Tianheng in the south, Yaoguang in the east, Jueyun in the west, Qingce in the north. The directions are the clue. Give it another try.
Fire hazard!
You can't run!
Time for a light show!
Tianheng in the south, Yaoguang in the east, Jueyun in the west, Qingce in the north. The directions are the clue. Give it another try. Tianheng in the south, Yaoguang in the east, Jueyun in the west, Qingce in the north. The directions are the clue. Give it another try. Tianheng in the south, Yaoguang in the east, Jueyun in the west, Qingce in the north. The directions are the clue. Give it another try.
Look! The seal really was broken! Mr. Zhongli is indeed quite remarkable.
It was nothing, really. Now, it's time that people learn the hidden truth lost to time. Before entering the ruin, I have a proposal that will help us prevent the kind of senseless arguing between you two that we saw at Guyonstone Forest.
Okay.
I propose you two agree upon a contract, stipulating that we alternate who gets claim to each treasure we encounter, with only one object permitted per... To show my sincerity, I won't be taking any treasure.
Hey! Don't pass an opportunity.
I don't agree. I mean, you want me to split the treasure with this amateur
I don't agree either.
Well then, if the contract is not agreed upon, I will no longer serve as your consultant. You will have to rely on your own experience to...
You have the audacity.
If you want me to agree upon this if we discover the truth behind the god...
I can accept this arrangement. Well then, let's go.
Can't sleep?
Don't disappoint me.
Teamwork is dreamwork! Yeah! Fire hazard!
I applied for vacation.
Are these statues?
No. These are people.
Ugh.
They were probably followers of the god of salt.
How did they become this way?
What in the world is hidden deep in this ruin?
Rise! Quake! Rise!
Look at this! It's filled halfway with salt.
Oh, it just looks like a fancy...
According to my knowledge, it's no ordinary vessel. Although it is only half full, it is also forever half full. That is to say, it is bottomless.
What? You're saying that even if I pour the salt out, the amount inside won't change?
Exactly.
Able to produce endless...
Finally, after all that effort, I've found precious... I just need to pour the endless...
Hey!
If Mr. Clement wants this salt challenge,
Of course, as we agree.
Since we have a contract,
then let's move on, shall we?
I will have order.
Crumble! Rise! Crumble! Quake!
Just a simple ruler.
this, if I remember correctly, this is some kind...
Indeed. But the god of salt imbued it with another power. When you stick this ruler in the ground, the surrounding area will become covered in salt, much like a rising tide covers the earth. The deeper it is stuck in the ground, the more salt will appear. It is essentially a bumper harvest of salt.
What? That's even better than the salt
Well then, according to our contract, the salt ruler goes to Miss Wanyan.
No, unacceptable. And this girl has been useless.
Oh boy, here we go again.
So you are saying you want to break?
So what if I break it? Let's not forget who hired who.
Because you agreed to a Rex Lapis once said, ones who break their contracts shall suffer the wrath.
That is one of your...
Will suffer the wrath of the rock. You may find it.
Pay your dues! Careless! Quake! Order guide you! Crumble! You can't run from death.
I shall confiscate your treasure as well. You are not worthy to continue any further into the ruin.
Oh, darn you! Just...
Some archaeological survey. Yeah, good thing.
Clement's wrongdoing stemmed from greed, yes. But besides greed, there are many other things that may tempt us to break contract. When people see the object of their dreams, how many are really able to control their desire and follow the contract? I think we should be honest with each other now.
Huh?
That in truth, not a single member of this archaeological...
What?
Miss, you lack even the most basic archaeological knowledge, and can recognize naught but a few simple relics. However, you are an expert when it comes to anything regarding the god of salt. You aren't interested in archaeology or relics. What you're really interested in is the god of salt. I believe those legends about the god of salt that you mentioned on the Pearl Galley are passed down between generations at Yinyuan Hall.
Okay, that's enough. Sir, you are indeed a man of great knowledge and talents. I seem to have been right to seek you out once I plucked up my courage. You're right. I'm not a scholar of archaeology. I come from one of the 8 trades under the jurisdiction of the Chising, Yinyuan Hall of the salt industry. Our ancestors were those protected by the god of salt all those years ago, when the Archon War engulfed the land in chaos.
Oh, right! Now that you mention it, the people of Liyue very seldom use the name Morax.
During the war, Morax assassinated our god out of envy for her power. He left us alone and lost in the world. We hate him! But this is Morax's Liyue after all. And its history is written as he wishes. So I seek proof of Morax's... We agreed to a contract that we will face the truth head on.
Naturally, of course. But I must add, Liyue is no longer Morax's Liyue. Come with me. All the answers you...
Rise! Solidify! I will have order! Rise! Crumble! Quake! Rise! This is order! Crumble!
Judgment! You can't run!
Quake! Crumble!
Everybody stand back!
This is... Aha! It's a broken sword. The power of this sword surely is much greater than... If we can repair the sword...
It does look like...
2 pieces of a broken sword.
Why? We were alternating claims to treasure.
Yes, but the only one object per claim clause still holds true. You cannot take 2 relics at the same time.
Zhongli. She seems like a good person.
When there's a contract, nothing can be allowed to slide. If the contract is not followed, then it is broken.
No! If I only take 1/2, then it can't be repaired, and the power of the God of Salt cannot... No matter what, I must be faithful to... Even if it breaks the contract.
So you are already decided?
Zhongli.
That is to say, you consign yourself to suffer the...
That's okay. Punish me however...
No, you can't...
Perhaps that punishment would be easier as punishment.
Huh? The truth?
Yes. The truth that I am about to tell you shall be your price to... I'm afraid to say that the God of Salt, Havria, was not the powerful god you imagine her to be. Rather, she was a small and weak god who yielded to all other gods. When it came to war, she lost, never able to win a seat among the 7.
What?
During the Archon War, the gods of this world used all their strength and cunning to vie for control of Tevat. But Havria instead chose to flee. She thought that by giving up before a fight could start, she could save herself and her people from the war. However, during such a long war, there is no end to the advances of aggressors. After making countless concessions, Havria lost all of her lands, until only one small haven remained.
No. No!
In her last days, she had not even a single blade to defend her people with.
Not even a single blade?
This sword is not a relic belonging to the God of Salt, but is instead the murder weapon used to kill her.
Murder weapon? No! That's not true! That can't be true! You're trying to test my faith in the...
As I said before, I only state the facts.
Preposterous! You are a follower...
Hey! Hey! Come back!
Indeed. Otherwise, why would I use the truth as punishment? I did not want to tell her such cruel facts. But the contract was broken. Let's follow her deeper into the ruin.
Are these statue thingies running? What will we find ahead?
Salt. And betrayal.
What are all these? What did they see? What?
Since you do not trust me, let us continue onward. That which lies beyond this door. This is the scene of the crime. Havria's body dissipated, leaving nothing but these traces of salt. Her dying moments have since been frozen in time to this very day. The story continues that some among her people realized at last that this gentle, kind, but weak god could never protect anyone in wartime. The Archon War was cruel in the extreme. Instead of consigning her to the agony of defeat, they thought perhaps it would be better to give her a quick release.
But what about
No matter how weak the god, the power that flows forth when they are slain is beyond the strength of mortal coils to bear. Those who could not flee were thus transformed. Those of her people who were untouched by this disaster left for Liyue, where they sought refuge with Rex Lapis. Their descendants feared Havria's remnants and lived in terror that she had laid upon them an eternal curse. So they risked their lives to come here, to break the sword and offer up obeisances in hopes that her anger might be appeased. But they need not have done so. For how could a god who had never once resisted, even till the end, nurse hatred for her people in her heart?
Even if this is so, this must be a lie. A false history. Don't you dare try to...
Yikes. Zhongli didn't show any mercy this time.
This is the price she must pay. Yet I would not call it a bad thing. Judging by how she appeared, I fear that she will struggle for a time. Indeed. In ages past, Havria's story served as a warning to me as well. Faith in a god who has already passed will do you no good. So it is for Havria. And so it is for Morax also. All right then. Now, would you like to accompany me?
Huh? What do you want?
Treading old ground. One cannot help but be reminded of old acquaintances.
If you have made it to the end of the video and you ain't like it yet, what the fuck are you doing, my guy?
Goddamn button!
Push the goddamn button!
You heard what she said.
Weapon of mass destruction. Weapon of mass destruction. Thank God I ascended. I prayed for the ending of conflict and deliverance from all those monsters who lived in my conscience. You hear helicopters that carry Uchiha doctors, insurgents to cut out all the self-hatred I fostered, but it's like soldier on the battlefield, stay alive, only thing that's mattering. Unboot clan, vanity stabilized, the generals that are saber rattling. Death toll is maddening, dismantling the fate of a snake, choose tattling, so saddening, still battling these demons. Everything in sight, I'm flattening, finna step in fire.